Frustrated after authorities initially said all employees inside the center had been accounted for.
I'm hurt for people that know he's a humble guy. Like, he's a great person.
QVC says it's not yet sure of the impact the fire may have on the shipping and delivery of products this holiday week, tweeting, "We are currently focused on our team. The cause of the fire remains under investigation." Christine Sloan, ABC News.
Christine, thank you. More shocking images show the moment of impact from one of the deadly tornadoes that hit Kentucky just over a week ago. Take a look. The powerful winds blew down the glass doors of this bank in Mayfield, sweeping away everything in its path. As the massive cleanup job continues, officials in Kentucky say that everyone has now been accounted for. As many as 78 lives were lost in that state. Now it's time for a look at your Monday weather. Winter weather has finally arrived in much of the country, including here in the mountains along Virginia's border with West Virginia, with a trace of snow there over the weekend. And let's take a look at the radar. Snow is also in the forecast for the northern Rockies and the mountains of the Northwest today. Along the coast, some rain and some storms today down in the Gulf Coast. Checking the high temperatures, 50s across the southeast, only getting into the low 30s in the northeast, and cold in the northern plains. Coming up, a rapper fatally stabbed at a music festival, and the search is on for the suspect.
Also ahead, growing outrage after a truck driver is sentenced to more than 100 years in prison for a deadly crash. His fellow drivers now threatening a boycott.
And later, why Oreo cookies could be the key to solving a major problem plaguing big cities.
2021 was, well, completely crazy.
Bizarre?
Wow.
Okay.
Now, next Monday night at 9/8 Central on ABC, we're breaking it all down.
My mouth hit the floor.
The highs, the lows, the tragedies, the triumphs.
It's a crazy thing.
And what could possibly come next?
Child.
Anything could happen at this point.
It's the year 2021.
Next Monday night at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Admit it, these days, what you need to know
seems to change just about every day.
What is it that you really want to know, need to know?
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
Feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
It's all about you.
This holiday season, after all we've been through, who couldn't use a little extra joy, smiles, and some incredible free gifts? Yes, that's why GMA is giving back this December. Giving back to you, our GMA family. Every morning, watch GMA, and when you see the QR code, scan it for your chance to win incredible gifts selected by Tori, and even get a $200 gift card too. This holiday season, GMA gives back to you.
This is what being live is all about. This is ABC News Live.
All right, we're gonna move back. Let's move back.
We're surrounded by people
squeezing into this bomb shelter.
We're on an urgent delivery run.
Not afraid to go there.
So my question, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Breaking news, live events.
This is the moment.
Streaming straight to you, anytime, anywhere.
You just met one friend right here.
You're watching ABC News Live. Thanks for streaming with us.
Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, Michael Strahan. Wake up with America's #1 most watched morning show, ABC's
Good Morning America.
A Japanese billionaire is back on Earth after spending nearly 2 weeks on the International Space Station. He touched down with his producer and a Russian cosmonaut in Kazakhstan this morning. During the journey, he explained how he brushed his teeth and how he used the bathroom, and he said it was actually easier than he expected.
Police in Los Angeles are investigating the death of a rapper who was stabbed backstage at a concert. 28-year-old Draco the Ruler was scheduled to perform. He was stabbed after reportedly being attacked by a group of people. The concert was cut short, and fans were seen jumping over barriers to escape. No arrests have been reported.
In Colorado, outrage is growing after a truck driver was sentenced to more than 100 years in prison for a deadly crash. Now, some of his fellow truckers are threatening to boycott the state. and millions of people are coming to their side. Andrew Dimbert explains.
I don't know why I'm alive. Even after a passionate plea to a judge, a truck driver was sentenced to 110 years in prison for a fiery and deadly pileup on a Colorado highway. Now, outrage online is sparking backlash from truckers across the country. Several videos, like this one with millions of views on TikTok, are calling on truckers to protest.
Truckers, he needs our help.
Rohel Aguilara Medeiros was sentenced after a jury found him guilty for the tragic Colorado wreck in 2019. His big rig slammed into dozens of stopped cars, caused an explosion, killing 4 people. Aguilera Medeiros claimed he had lost control of the truck after his brakes failed, but he was found guilty on 42 counts, including vehicular homicide, leading to a consecutive sentence of over a century. Legal experts say because Colorado did away with the death penalty, life in prison is the harshest punishment possible.
Once you have 23 felonies with mandatory minimums that are served consecutively, that can quickly add up.
Now, truckers across the country are threatening to stop moving goods to and from Colorado using hashtags like No Trucks Colorado and Don't Drive Colorado to spread awareness on social media. And as of Sunday, more than 4.2 million people have signed a Change.org petition asking Colorado's governor to commute the sentence. A spokesperson for Governor Jared Polis said, "We welcome an application from the defense and will expedite consideration." Families of those killed, though, call the sentence appropriate under the law and say they are the real victims here. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Coming up, why it may be hard to find candy canes this week before Christmas.
What's Santa going to do? Also ahead, Tiger Woods talks about a very special father-son moment.
This week, the COVID threat rises again. Omicron races across the country and Delta surges. We're watching the numbers as the holiday week kicks off. More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the most watched newscast on all of television.
Admit it. These days, what you need to know
seems to change just about every day.
What is it that you really want to know, need to know?
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
Feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
It's all about you.
I risked my life. I put my family in danger. If I was caught, they would have put a bullet in my head. But it was the right thing to do. It was the only thing to do.
Terror plot foiled in Garden City, Kansas.
That would have been one of the most deadly acts of domestic terrorism ever in the United States. It would have been Oklahoma City.
He put his family, himself, in jeopardy for us.
This holiday season, after all we've been through, who couldn't use a little extra joy, smiles, and some incredible free gifts? Yes, that's why GMA is giving back this December. Giving back to you, our GMA family. Every morning, watch GMA, and when you see the QR code, scan it for your chance to win incredible gifts selected by Tori, and even get a $200 gift card too. This holiday season, GMA gives back to you.
2021 was, well,
completely crazy.
Bizarre?
Wow.
Okay.
Now, next Monday night at 9/8 Central on ABC, we're breaking it all down.
My mouth hit the floor.
The highs, the lows, the tragedies, the triumphs.
It's a crazy thing.
And what could possibly come next?
Child.
Anything could happen at this point.
It's the year 2021.
Next Monday night at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Now streaming on ABC News Live 2020. True crime, cinematic, real-life drama, stunning, the unthinkable. Follow the clues. The Hunt. True crime 2020. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
A staple of the holiday season is in short supply. That's right, there's a candy cane shortage. And it's not just because of the pandemic. The New York Post reports that peppermint production in the U.S. has dropped about 25% in just the last decade.
I feel like there's a hoarding that's going on with that. And as we've been reporting, the Omicron variant is forcing people to rethink their holiday plans. COVID tests are in short supply. Earlier, I spoke with Dr. Alok Patel to get some answers to commonly asked questions. What is the holdup right now on testing? And what do you say to people who are having trouble finding a test?
You know, it is alarming because those lines look like they did back in early 2020. And I think the holdup really comes down to a supply chain issue. And we're seeing this influx in demand with testing that's not really being met by the supply that exists. And so for anyone out there who's having trouble finding one, you know what? Talk to your friends, talk to your local pharmacies, go online, because a lot of over-the-counter places actually have those rapid antigen tests available right now, whether it's on the go, iHealth, Binax. And be careful if you buy anything on the internet. You want to make sure it's FDA approved and that it actually works.
What don't we know, though, now that concerns you? And how concerned are you that the messaging out there that suggests that it causes less severe disease than the Delta variant, do we know that for certain? Or would you be prepared to tell people that there really isn't as much of a worry if you've been vaccinated about the severity of disease?
You know, we don't know that for certain. The preliminary data does tell us that while this virus, this variant, is a lot more transmissible, more contagious, some estimates saying 25 times more, the early data shows that it does causing a more mild illness course. And that is a good thing. But what does concern me is that we can't just put a stamp on this and say, hey, more mild means that it's going to be like a common cold and cause no problems. Because with that much infection, we can still overwhelm our hospital systems.
So much of the advice that we've heard along the way has been very familiar to people. Get your booster shot, get vaccinated, wear a mask. Is there any reason that people should at this point cancel holiday plans? Would you do that right now? Would you go to a big public gathering like Times Square on New Year's Eve if you've been vaccinated?
Well, I'm not going to Times Square on New Year's Eve because it's too cold, but I'm going to be honest with everyone. I just got back from Phoenix today after seeing my family out there for the holidays, and here's what we did. We had a very open conversation about the safety measures we were going to take, who has been vaccinated, who's been boosted. If anyone has any concerns, people were getting tested. It's just important that we have those open conversations, even if they're tough ones, because they can be.
Our thanks to Dr. Patel.
In sports, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers were shut out last night. Brady throwing a late interception that sealed a 9-0 win for the Saints. It is only the third time that a Brady-led team has ever been shut out.
Tiger Woods says his first time competing on a golf course since his car crash in February was a blast. He and his 12-year-old son, Charlie, finished in second place at the PNC Championship. Dad says the younger Woods was hitting the ball unbelievably. As for himself, he was just happy to be there.
It had a special meaning in my heart for sure. You know, there's no doubt about it. And it still does. I mean, just the fact that I'm able to have this opportunity this year, even a couple weeks ago, we didn't really know whether I'd be doing this. But here we are, and we had this the best time ever.
John Daly and his son finished 2 strokes ahead of the Woods team.
Really nice to see Tiger back out there. Coming up, One TV News anchor's unforgettable goodbye.
Also ahead, what's behind Spider-Man's record-smashing performance at the weekend box office?
2021 was, well,
completely crazy.
Bizarre?
Wow.
Oh, God.
Now, next Monday night at 9/8 Central on ABC, we're breaking it all down.
My mouth hit the floor.
The highs, the lows, the tragedies, the triumphs.
It's a crazy thing.
And what could possibly come next?
Child.
Anything could happen at this point.
It's the year 2021.
Next Monday night at 9/8 Central on ABC.
This week, the COVID threat rises again. Omicron races across the country and Delta surges. We're watching the numbers as the holiday week kicks off. More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the most watched newscast on all of television.
The most powerful stories of our time, anytime. Nightline.
World News Now.
And America This Morning.
The best new videos.
Breaking news overnight.
Your money and concerns about inflation.
The pandemic is not over.
The stories people are talking about.
You don't want to shave your legs? Don't. I was gonna say. And what to expect in the day ahead.
From the top of the world, baby! ABC World News Now and America This Morning.
Weekday morning starting at 2 a.m. Eastern.
Up all night to keep you up to date.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you?
Can I hug you?
Yes.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do? Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 12 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show. Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, Michael Strahan. Wake up with America's #1 most watched morning show. ABC's
Good Morning America.
It's time now to check the pulse, and we begin with a stunning haul at the box office.
Spider-Man No Way Home earning $253 million, far exceeding expectations.
It is the third best opening of all time. One expert explained why the movie was such a draw.
Marvel fans, they want bragging rights to be the first to see this movie. They don't want it spoiled online. And so that drives up ticket sales more than basically any other genre these days.
No Way Home is produced by Marvel, part of our parent company, Disney. Next, one Anchorman's epic sign-off.
It was inspired by the Anchorman himself, Ron Burgundy, played by Will Ferrell. Andrew Marr wrapped up his 21-year career at the BBC by paying homage to Burgundy. Take a listen.
I have been wondering how to close this final show, but I can't do better than quoting my great mentor. You stay classy, San Diego. All over.
It is a classic line. Andrew Marr living in Ron Burgundy's shadow. Okay, this story I love. Oreo cookies, we all love them, right? Could they be the key to solving New York's rat problem? PETA's not happy about this, though.
Yeah, the New York Times first reporting on a new method to trap rats, using peanut butter Oreos in particular as bait. Apparently, the rodents really love Oreos.
PETA, though, is calling it a new way to torment and kill animals just trying to live their lives.
Who doesn't like an Oreo?
Next, college students in Tennessee cost themselves some serious cash.
Yeah, and it's all because they didn't read the fine print. A professor at the University of Tennessee hid directions to his class syllabus to a locker containing a $50 bill. But guess what? The $50 bill was still there when the semester ended because no one even had touched the lock. Apparently, no one read anything about it.
No one reads the fine print.
That's right. And finally, a man in Central Texas is pulling out all the stops in his search for love.
He's not going online. He actually put up a billboard. This is 66-year-old Jim Bays, and the billboard says, "Wanted, a good woman for talks and walks and mutual acts of kindness." So far, he's attracted more than 24 callers, gone on 6 dates.
We'll check the top headlines next.
This is what being live is all about. This is ABC News Live.
All right, we're gonna move back. Let's move back.
We're surrounded by people squeezing into this bomb shelter.
We're on an urgent delivery run.
Not afraid to go there.
So my question, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Breaking news, live events.
This is the moment.
Streaming straight to you, anytime, anywhere.
You just met one friend right here.
You're watching ABC News Live. Thanks for streaming with us.
2021 was, well,
Completely crazy.
Bizarre.
wow.
Oh, God.
Now, next Monday night at 9/8 Central on ABC, we're breaking it all down.
My mouth hit the floor.
The highs, the lows, the tragedies, the triumphs.
It's a crazy thing.
And what could possibly come next?
Child.
Anything could happen at this point.
It's the year 2021.
Next Monday night at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Admit it. These days, what you need to know,
Seems to change just about every day.
what is it that you really want to know, need to know,
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
It's all about you.